There was once a man named Cosmas who had a wife and a child, but he also had a side chick named Tasha. He consistently professed his love for Tasha and always expressed his eagerness to divorce his wife and marry her. Tasha wholeheartedly believed that he loved her deeply and hated his wife. Cosmas often spoke ill of his wife, criticizing her performance in bed, cooking skills, fashion sense, and larger figure after giving birth to their child. Whenever he spoke negatively about his wife, Tasha felt excited and happy. She liked hearing Cosmas make bad remarks about his wife and would intentionally steer the conversation in that direction. A year passed with only empty promises from Cosmas. He repeatedly assured Tasha that he would divorce his wife and marry her, but he never followed through. Instead, he kept Tasha hidden from his wife, claiming he had reasons for remaining in their marital home. He promised to send his wife away once the issues were resolved. Despite Tasha's repeated questioning, Cosmas always gave the same answer. One day, while scrolling through social media, Tasha came across a picture of Cosmas's heavily pregnant wife. She couldn't believe her eyes, as she had believed he was no longer intimate with his wife. Cosmas had repeatedly told Tasha that he was no longer attracted to his wife and that they hadn't been intimate for over a year. Shocked by what she saw, Tasha called Cosmas immediately and asked him to come to her house. She demanded an explanation for his wife's pregnancy since they were supposed to be divorced soon. Tasha panicked, unwilling to accept that Cosmas had been lying to her all along. He blinked his eyes uncontrollably and started talking. "I'm sorry, Tasha. I couldn't bring myself to tell you. I had planned to, but I didn't know how. Can you believe she forced herself on me and got pregnant? I fought against her, but I couldn't stop her." Hearing what he said, anger erupted in Tasha's mind, and she responded angrily, "Did you even hear yourself? Are you listening to yourself? What are you even saying? Are you claiming that a woman overpowered you and assaulted you? How can you expect me to believe that?" Cosma started pleading with Tasha. "Please believe me, Tasha. I can't lie to you. It is you I love. Please believe me." Cosmas squeezed his eyes to force out tears, but none came. "I don't know if I can continue to believe you. Will the divorce still be possible? If you won't divorce her, then let me go," Tasha said. As she spoke, Cosmas suddenly grabbed her hand. "No, no, please don't leave me. I promise to end things with her soon. It's just complicated. I'll fight for the divorce immediately after she gives birth. I promise." Cosmas pleaded, pleading with Tasha until she believed him once again. However, deep down in Tasha's mind, she had a plan to hasten Cosmas's divorce from his wife. She had a cunning strategy that she believed would shatter Cosmas's wife's resolve and force her out of his house. Tasha behaved towards Cosmas as if she had forgiven and forgotten the fact that his wife was pregnant. However, deep down inside, she was bitter and angry. A week later, Tasha dressed early in the morning and went to see Cosmas's wife at her office. She inquired about the location of the office and was directed there. She knocked on the door and heard a voice inviting her in. Upon entering, Tasha saw Cosmas's wife Mercy seated beautifully pregnant, working with some documents. Seeing how radiant and beautiful Mercy looked, another wave of anger surged through Tasha's mind. Why does she look beautiful? Shouldn't she appear sad and worn? Tasha thought to herself, fixing her gaze on Mercy. "Hello, good morning," Tasha greeted Mercy. "Good morning. How may I help you?" Mercy responded. Hearing this, Tasha began, "I'm here to discuss something concerning your husband." Mercy's heart skipped a bit upon hearing those words, and she adjusted herself in the chair, listening to Tasha carefully and with fear. "Why are you still married to your husband? Why are you even pregnant? Why haven't you divorced him when he has been demanding it?" Tasha audaciously said, causing Mercy's head to spin. "What did you just say? How dare you speak so carelessly about my marriage like that? Who the hell are you?" Mercy asked in astonishment, anger welling up from the pit of her stomach. "Well, since you asked, let me introduce myself. I'm Tasha, Cosmas's girlfriend. He told me he's been trying to divorce you, but you're complicating matters. He even told me you assaulted him in order to get pregnant. Don't you have any shame? Tasha continued, thinking she was making sense. Interrupting her, Mercy said, "Shut your mouth and get out of my office." By then, Mercy's body was shaking with anger and disbelief. She couldn't believe her husband had ever cheated on her, a seemingly perfect husband and a good father to their children. "Get out of my office before I call security on you. My husband would never do such a thing or ever cheat on me. You are definitely in the wrong place. I am not the one you are looking for," Mercy exclaimed. Upon hearing that, Tasha burst into wicked laughter and pulled out her phone from her bag. She turned on the phone, searching for pictures of her and Cosmas together, and started showing them to Mercy. The pictures were plentiful and depicted what seemed like beautiful moments between Mercy's husband and Tasha. A piercing headache slammed into her and she stumbled backward, nearly losing her balance. Mercy was in great shock. She couldn't believe that her husband was actually cheating on her. Tasha continued to speak, but Mercy couldn't hear her anymore. She was lost in a daze. A few minutes later, she got back to her senses and immediately reached for her office telephone, calling security. She felt that she might faint if she continued listening to Tasha's irritating voice. "You don't need to call security on me. I will leave. But do make sure you leave Cosmas alone. He's tired of you. He's tired of the marriage. You're suffocating him. He doesn't find you beautiful anymore. He's not sexually attracted to you," Tasha said, and swiftly exited the office. Mercy sat on the chair and started crying. She cried so much that her eyes became red and swollen. Had she not tried to control her emotions, she might have lost the pregnancy or gone into premature labor due to the shock. But she reminded herself that she would never let a man who didn't respect her be the cause of her demise. Feeling unwell, she left the office and went home, pondering over and over again. Eventually, she decided to leave the marriage. However, before doing so, she vowed to teach Cosmas and his side chick a lesson. She resolved to make Tasha realize that she meant nothing to him and that Cosmas was not tired of the marriage, especially given how well he had been treating Mercy. Mercy was determined to expose the truth.